Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday's edition of I Hate It Here. My name is Erika.
I'm Marissa.
And thank you for hopping on the Hot Mess Express.
All aboard. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo.
All right, guys. Well, here we are. Another Tuesday. Feels like we hit Friday. I blinked. Then we were back to work.
It really did.
This weekend, all weekends fly by, right? But this
I feel
weekend
like
was so fast.
I feel like this one was extremely fast. Like faster than others, for sure.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I've been busy at work this week. I don't like that. Everybody knows. I'm like, this is supposed to be my lazy girl job. Why are you people making me work? And asking for all these things. Salespeople.
Fucking sales.
Salespeople always, I'm sorry, once again, if anybody in here is in sales, I have a love-hate for sales. I love them because they're the crazy, I like to describe the sales team as the drunk, crazy cousins of the family, right? Like they bring all the fun, they bring all the
personality,
exactly.
all the fun,
the charisma, all the riz,
as the kids are calling it nowadays.
But then they're also the ones who fucking wreck the fucking couch.
Absolutely, they're the ones that you just sit down and you go, "What the fuck happened? And how did I get stuck with this?" Because they're there for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly. You're somehow left with this big hefty bill. Your house is torn apart. And you're like, what the fuck just happened? That's how I describe salespeople.
Absolutely.
So I have a love-hate for them, right? Because of what I do. But they, I don't know what is it with salespeople and their need for flyers.
They love their flyers.
They love their flyers. They're always requesting flyers for this, flyers for that. And I'm like, oh my God, how many flyers are you guys receiving? As, just from different companies, from, I don't get a lot of flyers. I'm not getting a lot of, when I'm out on the street
No.
Well, there's, different ways of receiving them, but I'm not getting them in any capacity. An email, out on the street,
I don't think I've gotten a flyer in years.
But I feel like I'm always creating flyers for these guys. Always. They're always requesting flyers. So
they have their set ways. They have their set ways.
So that's what I've been working on for this last week for multiple flyer requests.
Yep.
Yeah. So let me tell you guys, and I didn't even tell Marissa because we were busy doing other stuff when she got here. So let me tell you guys what happened, and let me know if I truly know I'm not crazy, and I'm right to be irritated with this. Okay, so I had a recruiter reach out to me last week.
Oh, that's right.
Which I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
Found my information on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Reached out to me about a job. She messaged me on LinkedIn, and I don't really check LinkedIn often.
Yeah.
But then she emailed my personal email, and she called me.
Okay, so she was trying to reach you.
Yeah, so I was like, oh shit, when I got the phone call, I was in a meeting, so I just sent it to voicemail. So then afterwards, she's like, I left you an email, a message on LinkedIn, so I'm like, oh shit, this bitch is really trying to get a hold of me, right?
Right.
So, anyhow, I called her back, and she was like, I saw your resume, and I think you'd be such a great fit for this company, and, I work with this company. She really sold me on the company. I've worked with them. They're my favorites. I'm always, everybody I place with them is so happy. It's a great company, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, sure, it doesn't hurt, right, to talk to them. And advice that we give you guys all the time, always take the interviews.
Yes.
Always be out and exploring your options.
Even if you love your job, even if you are comfortable there, you've been there for years, it's always good to see what else is out there. Because the best time to look is when you're not looking.
Exactly.
Because that's when you get to really be picky. That's when you think about all the pros and cons, and that's when you really you're in the mental space to be able to negotiate a deal for you if it's worth it for you.
Absolutely. And you're also, you know your worth. Even if you want to stay at the company and they're trying to give you a $2 raise, you're like, this company just reached out to me. And,
right.
They're trying to sway me or persuade me to go with them. And this is what they're offering, blah, 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 right? So you always have that in the back of your pocket. Well, anyhow, so she tells me on this company, tells me how great it is, how she thinks I'd be a good fit, blah, 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 right? We're on the phone for, I want to say 20 minutes. That's a long time.
Yeah.
Right? So then afterwards, like she even takes down my availability for the week.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So this was last Tuesday. So she's like, what's your availability for for like this week? Because they want to move fast.
Okay.
Okay? Like they really want to like fill this role super fast. So, what's your availability? So I gave her my availability for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I will get back to you tomorrow. Don't hear from her.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, well, maybe she's trying to, like, work with them. I don't know. You know, I'm just giving
Things happen, yeah.
I'm giving her grace.
Right.
Because she's also, like, working with somebody else. Like, trying to schedule people is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, she has to wrangle all the kittens.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them on the same schedule.
I don't hear from her. Thursday rolls around, still don't hear from her. So, like, Thursday, before, like, the end of work day, I shoot her an email, like, hey, just want to touch base, like, before I plan my day tomorrow, because I was planning, it was Friday, and as you guys know, I take silent PTO on Fridays, right? So
It's poolside Friday.
So I'm like, I need to plan my day around, and if, like, I can't be at the pool and they want to interview and I need to come home and rush and get ready and all that, right? So I'm like, what?
What's the status?
Just want to touch base, and didn't hear back from her.
At all.
We're now on Tuesday. I have yet to hear back from her.
Oh, so she ghosted you.
She ghosted me.
Wow. I hate that. As a recruiter, if you do that shit to me, I will never answer you again. And it's crazy because your whole role is on keeping good relationships with people, even if they're not a right fit, because you never know when you might need them down the line.
And that was what really irritated me about it, because so this role was with a company, like an industry that I've never been a part of, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that industry. I've never worked in that industry.
Mm-hmm.
And so I let her know, I'm like, look, this is like the role that they're hiring for is definitely my niche in marketing, but it's not my niche industry. Like, I've never done it. Like, are you sure that I'm going to be a fit for them? She's like, well, they're not asking for this specific background, blah, blah, blah. I think you're great. All this bullshit, she just totally ghosts me.
Oh, no. No.
I'm so irritated.
That's horrible.
Yeah. I almost want to, like, put her on blast, but I won't.
Yeah.
I won't do it, but I almost, like, really want to be, like, call her out and just be like, hey, how unprofessional. I mean, but then again, I'm like, what if something happened? What if she got sick? What if she had a death in the family? So I'm trying to, like, be nice about it, but at the same time, I just think that's fucking wild.
You're trying to be positive about what could have happened that prevented her from reaching out.
Yeah, how do you pursue somebody this hard to just disappear?
But I will say that happens a lot. Like, unfortunately, it happens so much where it's insane. Like, companies will be like, yeah, we want you, we this, we that, we want to move quick. You know, it happened.
Uh-huh.
It's happened to me where I've had recruiters reaching out and be like, I want to schedule some time with you. Like, we're looking for this. What is it that you're looking for? And then you reply and nothing. And so it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, are you wasting my time, or were you just kind of throwing a white net and you kind of pulled what you needed? And if you did, that's cool. Like, that's totally awesome. But let me know, hey, you know what? We move forward with other candidates. Thank you so much. I'll keep you in mind.
Or should just be honest. Like, you know what? Reached out to them and you're right. You're not the fit.
Yeah, or hey, you know what? Unfortunately, this is not something that they're looking to move forward with. Mm-hmm. But I'll keep you posted if something else pops up.
Sal's trying to inquire in the chat who the recruiting company is. I will not. I'm not gonna blast them. Gonna be a little professional in that aspect, and I'm not gonna blast him. But should we get into a song and come back with the crazy stories, or do you wanna do you need a bitch and vent about anything?
I always need a bitch and vent about everything, but no, not today. I'm just adjusting. Boys are back to school.
They are.
So it's kicking my ass. Mm-hmm. They're doing phenomenally. I'm the one that's like all over the place because I drop them off in the morning. And now I have to get up earlier to get myself ready to go to work. Because I have to get myself ready, get them ready, like make sure they get ready. We're out the house by a certain time. Mm-hmm. And as if you all have kids or drop off kids in the morning, you guys know that first week is absolute chaos. Absolute fucking chaos. So
it was nuts because I take my nephew to school every day, and I was just like, this is fucking crazy. I'm like, dude, you're gonna have to start taking the bus if it continues this way. But of course, it died down a little today, and it'll get better as the week progresses.
So so we just adjusting to that has been a whirlwind. We're only on day 2. So hopefully as the week progresses, it'll be better. But yeah, I mean, work is work. Work is just
there.
It's just there, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to jump into a song, and we will be right back with the crazy stories.
All right.
All right, guys. We are back with the crazy story of the day. All right. So I found this one, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is totally reminds me of Marissa.
Oh.
And you and I were just kind of talking about that right now.
Okay.
So it's... the person who wrote in says, I've been at my job for about 2 years, and I'm just going to say it. I don't have a great manager. The biggest sticking point has been his overemphasis on team hanging out and getting to know each other. He never bothers to schedule work time for us to do it, but that we have mandatory work events outside of normal work hours.
Oh, no, I'm out.
I knew it. I mean, I would be out too. He wants the team to continue hanging out after the event ends, often late into the night. Okay, this man does not want to go home. He does not want to deal with his fucking wife.
Okay, sir, just because your fucking home life sucks doesn't mean that mine does. I like my house. I want to get home.
I know, I love my house. I don't want to, I don't like leaving it.
Sometimes the people in it is a little bit questionable. Depends on how I'm feeling about my kids that day. But outside of that, I love my house.
So it continues. We recently came back from a huge work event that had long days, mandatory team dinners, and other required events. Some of these events went on until late at night, 10 or 11. When they were done, I'd say my goodbyes to everyone, then go back to my room to recharge and sleep, or go meet a local friend for a dessert or cocktail before going back to the hotel to sleep.
Okay.
When we got back to the office, my manager asked for a meeting to debrief the event. But the first question he asked was how much time I was able to spend with my team while we were there. I was confused since this was a week-long event and I was with the team the entire time, so I reiterated that I was at all the work events and receptions with everyone else. He replied that it seems like the team doesn't really know me very well and I should spend more time getting to know them.
No. They know me enough.
Like, they don't need to know my most inner, darkest secrets. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Nobody wants to hear that.
No.
No, like, but my thing is, I get quote-unquote team bonding and team building, but there is a line. There is a line where you cannot, like, we're not going to be, I don't know why people have this idea that you have to be friends to work together.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
We just have to be professionals and colleagues. You have to know me well enough to know if you try to make a joke, will I be receptive to it or not? That's about it. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, you have my email. You have ways of contacting me through work. That's it.
No, we don't need to.
You don't need to know about what happens in my personal life. You don't need to know what I'm up to.
Fuck no. Mm-mm. All I could figure out was that he was upset that I hadn't continued to hang out with my colleagues after the work agenda ended each night. You and I come from corporate who used to love doing that.
Ugh.
We would be at and it was intense, as this person who wrote in talks about. You're with these people from the time you fucking get like to work, which is at 8, because then they provide breakfast, they provide dinner.
You're stuck
lunch,
with them from 8 to 8, pretty much. I mean, minimum 8 to 8, because they have your breakfasts like scheduled, and as soon as you get there, you hit the ground running.
Lunch, dinner, activities.
Yeah, everything. So minimum 8 to 8 for sure.
And then they want to go out to like the hotel bar and have drinks,
Absolutely
or go to a bar afterwards.
not.
Fuck that. No. So anyhow, this person continues. All I could figure out was that he was upset that I hadn't continued to hang out with my colleagues after the work agenda ended each night. This is not the first time that he has brought this up to me, and it always seemed like he's the only one who cares. My other colleagues and our senior leadership have never raised this, and in fact, I have a great relationship with many of them, to the point where when they're in my town, we'll go out to dinner with our families or grab breakfast in the morning before they head to the airport. And yet, for 2 years now, I've received pretty consistent feedback from my manager, and only my manager, that, quote unquote, the perception is that people don't know you. When I ask him to explain exactly what that means and how I can get to know them better, he never has any answers. In the latest conversation, when I asked what he thought I should do to get to know my colleagues better, all he said was, I don't know.
Well, then why are we having this conversation?
So if you don't know how to correct this...
Then why are we talking about it?
Exactly. I've always held firm that although I'm happy to attend a happy hour or a networking event, once my work hours are done, I'm not required to be somewhere. I can do what I please, especially if it's late at night.
That sounds like a personal...
I mean, the boss trying to get to know her better?
That's what it feels like. It feels like they're using this, and I hate when people do this. We, the team, people, several people, when they just give these vague descriptions to try to excuse the nonsense that they're trying to come up with. Because if she hasn't heard it from anybody else, or the boss can't say, hey, it's been addressed by X, like several of your teammates that they really wished you would have stuck around, that's different, right? Because then you would have had details. Again, not that you have to explain, Susie told me that you told her to fuck off for dinner, you know what I mean? Or after dinner drinks. Yeah. But the fact that it's just, I don't know, because it feels like it's a personal thing from the manager. Right.
It is personal because nobody else is saying it. No other colleagues, no other senior leadership. It's him. So it definitely is a hit, like a him thing, but it's fucking weird.
It is.
And creepy.
Gross.
And you cannot give that kind of feedback and then say, I don't know. Like, I need you to do better. Well, how can I, help me to understand how I could do better? Oh, I don't know.
I hate that.
So then I don't need to do better.
So then until you figure it out, then I don't need to do better.
Exactly. I'm frustrated that he keeps bringing this up and it doesn't impact my actual work. Am I right to be upset with his not so subtle suggestions that we all need to keep hanging out even after our work days are done? I feel strongly that I should not have to consistently hang out with my colleagues, but I don't know where to go from here. What do you mean you don't know where to go from here? I would bring it up to his HR. I would bring it up to his leadership, and...
It's simple. You ask them, show me where in my contract does it specify? Show me where in the policies. Show me where it's outlined that this is a requirement of the job.
And once you show me, what can I do? You as my management team, what can I do to correct this? What is your guidance on correcting this action?
See, you're taking the absolute professional approach. I would be like, what does the compensation look like? Because these are outside of my contracted hours of 40 hours a week. That's where I would have gone. Because as soon as you start hitting them in the pockets, they shut all of it down.
True.
So that's where I would have gone. It's just, if this is a requirement of the job, then how am I being compensated? Am I going to be compensated? Am I going to be reimbursed for mileage, for
the spend?
Like, is the company going to pick up the tab? Like how am and technically I'm still on the clock then because I'm not allowed to do what I want on my own personal time.
Yep, exactly.
So how are you going to pay me this overtime? How's this going to work?
Maybe he has a fucking thing for her.
That's what I'm saying. It sounds like a personal thing.
Like he has the hots for her, and he's trying to.
Well, it's the first.
He's trying to get to know her better.
He's trying to get to know her better. Wink, wink. No, to me it just sounded like, especially with her saying that she has close relationships even with upper management, that when they're in town they go like have dinners.
Okay.
I feel like he can't put a pulse on her, and so it's insecurity. It's
okay.
Why don't you want to hang out with me, but yet when my boss is in town you go have dinner with him? Not saying that that's the case, but that's with that sentence that this person threw in there of, I have close relationships with a lot of the upper and senior leadership where if they're in town, like we will all go to dinner together, including families and stuff. So I think it's more of a, to me, the way I perceive this, it's more of a why them and you don't want to hang out with me.
But she is hanging out with you, sir. She's going to the dinner. She's going to the events. She's not doing that after hours.
But I think it's because I don't think this person has offered to hang out. It's always them inviting this person. And it's the perception of, why do you want to hang out with certain people but not with... And this manager is totally using the team, the people, to cover the fact that it's his insecurities.
I think that's fucking crazy. I think it's wild for him
insane
to throw that out there. This is in this fucking climate that we're in of like a society. You can't be trying to get like coerce people to go out after hours and continue drinking and mingling after hours.
Well,
like the liabilities, sir, as a boss. Like, get your shit together.
Well, and then because it's probably one of those, I'm a cool manager. We're all friends.
Oh my gosh, one of those.
And it's like, no, we're not. No, we're not. So I think, this is absolutely go to HR, say, hey, if this is part of my job, I need you to put it in writing for me, and then we need to talk about compensation. Because at this point, this is additional time. So does that mean that I get to leave on Fridays? How are we going to compensate? Because this is work.
Absolutely.
So how is that going to be compensated? So that's what I would do.
I mean, yeah, I definitely would bring it up to HR and his supervisor and his upline, and definitely be like, I didn't know this was part of the role. This was never told. It's not part of, because it's not part of the contract. Right. If this is something that a new responsibility or new expectations, I do need to be compensated, and I need you to give me guidance on how you think I should go about building this team camaraderie that you want. Yeah. Because if anything ever goes awry, this is how they told me I should bond with my team. Right. She has that written. She has it written. Paper. She's got it on paper. There were clear directives, and her hands are clean. But that's fucking nuts. So let's go to a song.
Also, why
that's
do you
so
care?
Weird.
I don't understand this, and I see this all the time, especially me that I'm in office. I don't get it, and I tell my team all the time. I'm like, I don't have to be friends with you. Like, you guys don't have to be friends with each other to work with each other. You guys have to be professional. Exactly. If you guys want to hang out after hours, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to
Don't bring it in.
Don't bring it into the working space. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know about it. Like, y'all can text that amongst each other's. Y'all can communicate amongst each other's. But I don't even go to lunch with my team, guys. Like, I don't ever go to lunch with the people that I manage.
No, there has to be boundaries.
Absolutely. I don't ever go. And it's not because I don't want to be personable, but it's because then I don't want them to get confused and think that we're friends, because we're not. At the end of the day, I'm still your leader. And to me, that blurs a line. Yeah. So I'm on the total opposite spectrum of this manager where he's like, I want to get to know all of your life secrets. I'm like, keep that shit to yourself.
I don't want to know shit except how you are professional.
Exactly. I don't want to know shit. Just do your job. All I ever want to know is that when they ask me, I could say they do their job. That's it.
All right, guys. Let us know in the chat what you think. Has this ever happened to you? Have you had a manager or like been forced to do a lot of like after hours stuff that you don't want to? Or are you the person who likes doing after hours stuff?
Yeah, are you the
and
one?
we're the assholes who are like, don't fucking talk to me, don't look at me after hours.
Leave me alone. Yeah, no, let us know in the chat. Have you been in a situation where that's been the expectation, and how do you maneuver? Do you like being a part of that stuff as an employee? Do you find there's a value in those things? Like maybe there's something I'm not seeing that we're not seeing. But also, are you that leader that likes to hang out with their team and
fuck that.
throw back a couple of shots? I don't know. Whatever y'all do.
All right, guys, we're going to go to a song and we will be right back.
All right.
All right, guys, we are back. Marissa, what is happening in the chat?
Yeah, so Sal says, what a weird manager.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fluggy says he's definitely trying to be her tugboat captain. Katie says manager is insecure AF. But Katie is, and Fluggy says that him and all of his male escorts are besties.
I mean, well, that's a different industry, Fluggy.
I feel like that's
like you need
industry specific.
There has to be trust built in that. In that.
I mean, if you're pimping them, I feel like hanging out with them is not that big of a deal. I feel like that's actually like, oh, he cares. Pimp with the heart. But okay, Katie says, we have an in-office happy hour at the end of the day every Thursday, complete with icebreakers every fucking Thursday. No. And we have questions.
Yeah, we do have questions, Katie. Okay, you say at the end of every Thursday, is that like at 4 p.m.? Like everybody shuts down and you guys do these like happy hours? Or is it after 5? Because fuck that. If it's after 5, like no, I've got my life to get to. And then the icebreakers. Oh, my team does icebreakers every week as well.
Oh, really?
Every week.
What the fuck? Every week?
Yep. Every Wednesday during our team meeting.
Gross. 4:30 to 5:30. Oh yeah, no, I'd be at 5. I'm out. Katie also says the upper management comes in from the UK every few months. We'll do offsite happy hours, then go late, and they're always on like a Tuesday night.
It always is like a Tuesday night.
Because
always.
Those motherfuckers can drink no matter what fucking day of
well, first of all,
week it is.
Your management is from the UK, so God bless you drinking with them because they can fucking they can drink.
Yeah, they can throw them back for sure.
But I don't know why. I the times I've had to attend things like this are always Tuesday, Wednesday nights. Like
always.
And then you have to be back in the morning all spring and like ready to go.
Yeah, and then they always schedule a fucking 9 o'clock the next day.
Always.
Which is, I think, what Katie was saying is that then we'll be expected to be in office at 9 a.m. the next day. I show up hungover and I have a 90-minute commute. Oh, no.
No. Oh, my God, Katie, that's horrible.
Katie, how do you live your life like this? I don't understand. They better be paying you for this because I'd be like, no.
And she says it's, we didn't even manage our guest.
We didn't. Fluggy.
Fluggy.
I do not. Oh.
So Katie's happy hours are 4:30 to 5:30. Hey, Fluggy.
Fluggy.
Hey guys, how's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you.
Nice. How's it going?
Good. Look at you calling in. I love it.
I know.
I'll be honest, there's like so many shows where I want to call in, but I just like feel bad disturbing the flow of your guys' show.
No, we love
I just,
it.
Don't.
Fluggy, you should know by now that me and Erika can rant for fucking hours. So.
I know, but sometimes it's like, you guys are in the groove, and I'm like, just let it go.
No, and we love it
No.
when people come spiral with us. So
Tell us.
Yeah.
What's your take?
Well, I wanted to kind of. I don't fully disagree with you guys about the being friends with your coworkers and stuff,
Hmm.
but I kind of have like a pretty positive experience with it. So I kind of wanted to like give my my 2 cents, if
did
you
you
will,
take
if
notes,
that's
Fluggy?
okay.
What's that paper moving in the background?
Oh, sorry, I'm feeding my dogs.
He's all
I'll
shoo.
stop. I'll stop.
All right. What you do manage a team, Fluggy, so let
Yeah,
us
tell
know.
us.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say I manage two dudes, my technicians, and we are all like homies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like not something I feel like I do on purpose. It's just like, the people that you vibe with, like, and have a trusting relationship as like friends, in my experience, I'm not gonna speak for everyone, has worked out like so much better for me. A good example would be like my this guy that used to be my manager, and now he's kind of like my equal. But he and I became friends like pretty early on when he started. He had a position that was like higher than mine, and we became friends, and he liked me so much, not just as a person, but as a worker. And since then, he's kind of been like helping me essentially like climb the ranks in the
Okay.
company,
Okay.
which would have probably happened anyway, since I feel I am a good worker. So, but I feel like being friends with him, I was always his first choice in kind of bringing me along with him.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Um,
So he's
yeah,
become like
and
a
then
mentor.
yeah, and like I appreciate everything he's done for me. Like at this point, like I said, he's more than a coworker. He's like a friend. He's a homie for sure. We've definitely like hung out and had drinks and like gone to Giants games and Sharks games and stuff like that. And like it's a good relationship. And then also right now, my manager and our assistant manager, we're just like three friends that kind of like look out for each other and like
The three
keep
best
each other
friends
in
that
the
anybody have
loop.
ever had.
Yeah.
The three musketeers.
which which knowing like a lot of people's like perception about like being friends with your coworkers, I know it sounds weird. Like my girlfriend says all the time, like, oh, I'll never be friends with my coworkers. It's, keep your life and your work separate. But I don't know. I kind of just wanted to like mention, for me, it's definitely worked out and made things like a lot smoother to have like a more, um, you know, friendly relationship with coworkers. Now, there's definitely the people that you like do not want to be friends with and definitely stay away with. So I guess my whole point is like you kind of have to be like super selective and super analytical about like who you put that trust in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that everyone should go to work tomorrow and like be best buddies with like everyone they say or everyone they see, but like I don't know, like if you play your cards right, it's definitely very beneficial.
But I was
But
gonna
yeah,
ask. So at what point do you start? Does it start becoming like a personal relationship? Like at what point? Because to me personally, if somebody comes in and is like, because I've had those before,
Mm-hmm.
where they're like, "Oh my god, here's all my fucking life story," and I'm like, "The fuck am I supposed to do with that information?
Uh-huh.
I just wanted you to give me this fucking piece of paper, but okay, right?"
well,
So at
yeah,
what
well,
point does it
like
transition?
chisme and like gossip is actually like a pretty good way to
And
gauge it, in my
hate.
opinion.
And hate is a
You
common bond. Um, Fluggy, actually, it's really depend. For me, it's dependent on the industry. I'm not gonna lie. When I
yeah,
was, because I was really good friends with my managers and upline when I was in the service industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what
hmm
I mean? Like I partied with my managers. I did a shit ton of crazy shit with them in Vegas, but that was also
yeah,
the hospitality industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then I came into corporate, and I was still with that like, hey, let's be friends mentality, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's how
That's how you are. Yeah.
how we used to be. Like how I was in the hospitality business, right? Like your shift is over at the restaurant. You guys go get food. You go drink. Like you still hanging out with your coworkers. And then I quickly
yeah,
learned like, oh shit, you got to be careful
Corporate is a
you
different
know, corporate's a
environment,
different world. And then Marissa and I actually we thought we had a really good friend when we were at the facility,
Yeah.
and we bonded over chisme,
Yep.
which is gossip for you people who don't know what chisme is. Um, we bonded over our hate
Yes.
of other coworkers.
Yep.
So the three of us kind of stuck together until she saw her opportunity to get
What she wanted.
and it totally
Yeah.
threw you and I under the bus.
Yeah. Yep.
And we were like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Because we even went on vacation together.
Yeah, like it got. We were close. Like we got
Oh,
close.
weird.
And then it just like, but it was also from like a drop of the hat type of thing. It was just very
That she flipped on us?
That she flipped.
Oh,
on
hell
us.
yeah.
Yeah, there was no like, oh, well, we slowly grew apart, whatever the case may be. But going back to Fluggy for your question, because that's another question that I have. Is it normal in your industry that, you know, because I feel like there's some industries that's just a given. Service being one of them. A lot of like blue collar, I feel, is like a lot of, you know, like construction and things like that. I feel like there's just some lines of work that are more conducive to building that and kind of having that camaraderie. So would you say that's the same for your line of work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say where I work, but it
No,
is
no,
kind
no,
of
no.
like the
Please don't do that.
the culture the culture of like respect and like you know, equality is very much like a thing. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, you know, it's definitely like pushed on people. But I mean, like, I don't mean to sound like, you know, I'm just like buddy buddies with everyone. Like like I said, I'm very selective. And at the end of the day, like I've watched people in on my team or like in the same kind of like area who don't really like, you know, talk and don't really like uh what do you call it, like
Socialize.
socialize or cohabitate, and you know they're at their positions for like 5 years without like going anywhere. So I think if like I don't want to say that I don't want to say that I've like used people, but you know
No,
it's
but
definitely like
that's
to an
networking,
advantage.
right? Like that's networking. So to
Yeah.
me, networking is different though. To me, networking is very different because like, yeah, we're gonna sit there and we're gonna shoot the shit and we're gonna sit there and we're gonna talk and we're gonna haha and joke here, joke there. But like, we're not going on family trips. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, we're
no.
not vacationing together. You are not gonna know the ins and outs of my life.
I'm not going to invite you
Yeah.
to my home.
I'm not gonna invite you to my home.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Oh
invite you
no,
to my
I'm
day to
not.
day life.
Yeah, I'm not telling these people, you know, like what I do at night and stuff. But like, I don't know. It's like, you know, you kind of like pair up with certain people and they
Yeah.
help you,
Yeah.
you help them, and then you become, you know, like I said, like buddies. Like I'm not gonna say like besties, like me and Erica, but like, you know, good buddies.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's been very rewarding for me. Um, and like I said, like I'm not trying to speak for everyone, but I don't know. For me, it's definitely been worth it. And this is coming from someone who like their entire life hasn't been super social. I've like, you know, I've been pretty shy and like withdrawn for most of my life. Um, so I'm kind of grateful that I was able to open up because, you know, ever since like starting at the company that I'm currently with, I've gotten like 4 promotions and a lot of raises, and a lot of it, like you know, I owe it to, or sorry, I chalk it up to like all of these, you know, relationships that I made with people. So, you know, it's helpful to an
No,
extent.
that's good.
Again, like yeah, again, like I said, I'm not gonna like
But you're also
go
doing
and
it out of your own validity, right?
oh hell yeah,
You're not
Yeah,
being
yeah.
forced to do it by your upline. You're not being forced to
By
do
your manager, yeah.
to do these
It's
after
not
hour
being
Yeah.
events.
it's not being pushed on you. You're the one that's wanting to be a participant in this. So, but no, I think that's
yeah,
a great point, Fluggy, is that you also don't want to be too closed off to where you miss opportunities and visibility,
yeah,
and
yeah,
creating networking relationships and opportunities for
yeah.
career
And
advancement.
and And not to mention, like I said, the team I have right now, where we trust each other enough, we like each other enough, and when one of us messes up, we got each other's back. It's like
Yeah.
you know, goes a really, really long way, especially when a lot of the higher ups have eyes on what we're doing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't rat each other out. Like, we kind of know that I'll cover you, and I know that eventually when I fuck up, you'll cover me, and
Right.
that's
Yeah.
like super rewarding, and it saves a lot of headaches. So, you know,
No,
kind of
that's
like
good.
it's kind of like a work tactic. Be cool with
Yeah.
everyone for your own sake, for your own development. If you make friends along the way, then fuck it, why not?
I like it, Fluggy.
Look at
Yeah,
Fluggy making us see the light.
yeah,
Look at Fluggy being involved and bright and
yeah.
I
and
do.
I'm not,
professional.
I do
and
have to
like,
say that even though like the team that I'm on right now, I really like them, and you guys have heard me say that often enough on this, and I think they're great. But like every time I have to go out of town and meet up with them, they do plan dinners like throughout the stay, and I definitely don't do all of them.
Yeah.
And I love the
yeah,
fact that there's no pressure to have to
Participate.
participate in dinner with them every single night. Like there was pressure at corporate.
Well, you didn't even get a choice at corporate. They,
No.
they told you you're gonna be there.
Yeah, exactly.
So no, that's
yeah,
super helpful. Thanks, Fluggy, for sharing your point of view. I love it.
yeah. And like I'm not trying to change anyone's views or opinions. I just like thought it might be interesting to share the opposite side of
Yeah.
what was kind of presented.
Look at you,
But at the
Fluggy.
end of the
Flip
day,
with the heart.
at the end of the day, dude, like the corporate world is cutthroat and it's every man for himself. So if you'd
Mm-hmm.
rather stick to your own shit, then by all means do that instead, for sure.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Flug.
Yep.
We appreciate you calling in and spiraling with us.
Yes. Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank you
much.
guys. Love you guys. You guys are amazing.
Aw,
We
thanks,
love
Flug. We love you
you.
too. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into a song, and we'll be right back to close this up and say our goodbyes.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are back.
Yes.
So before we wrap up, I did it because Helen has joined the show. I wanted to quickly talk to you guys about. So I do family dinners every other Friday with my family here in Houston. So it's like uncle, cousins, blah blah blah. Right? We all got to eat. So we were talking about Thursday's show with Helen because they were
Okay.
asking me how the show is going, and I was telling them about the person who wrote in because her significant other went to the strip club
Oh
and
yeah.
spent the $6,000, right?
Oh yeah.
And so get this, guys. My cousin's friend did that.
Oh.
Her husband did that. Well, they're friends with the husband as well too. But this ding dong was sending okay, so these strippers are so fun. I love strippers, and they are so amazing because now they accept Venmo.
Fuck yeah, they do. They're with it. They're like Venmo, Cash App,
Bitcoin.
Zelle, Bitcoin. They're
So,
on it.
This idiot friend of theirs was Venmoing these strippers at like 2, 3 in the morning for Starbucks.
Yeah, right.
Come on, like you're gonna tip Tiffany, Bambi, Amber,
Yeah.
like all these girls, like you're gonna get all these coffees at 3 a.m. Relax.
Right.
And that it was it was over the like $3,000 mark. Like it was a
It was
lot.
significant,
It was
yeah.
a significant amount of
Okay.
money.
Okay.
So then that also got me thinking. I know that Marissa and I said like we'd be okay with 1,000, but that's just for Vegas, guys.
Yeah,
That's just
that's-
a one-time deal in Vegas. I'm not okay with my partner going every fucking weekend to the strip club and spending money or 1,000. Like
Well, caveat.
what if you're there?
No. Well, I mean, I'm probably like the first one in the door. But no. Caveat. Depends how much money we make. Does that make sense? Like depends on our financial ability. If our financial ability is where I am today, or like in this kind of tax bracket, then absolutely fucking not.
Yeah.
But if we can, like, if to us,
If you have Starbucks
If I
CEO money,
if I got Starbucks CEO money, fuck yeah, I don't give a fuck.
And you wouldn't give a fuck that he's at the strip club every week just spending thousands?
No, because I'd be fucking buying all kinds of crazy shit. Be like,
yeah, no, I'm not
look
okay.
at my new baby giraffe.
I'm like, okay, like on a Vegas, like a wild Vegas vacation, I'm okay with it being like,
no, yeah,
but not.
No, all jokes aside, it's the once in a blue moon type of thing that it's like,
oh shit, you're stupid. We're in Vegas. You got carried away.
Right.
You were
like
in the moment.
Heat of the moment type of thing. But if it's like an every weekend or once a month, like no. Like that I feel like
no fucking way, sir.
We need to talk about this because I feel like that's not. I got carried away in the heat of the moment, and I'm crossing something off of my bucket list type of thing. You know what I mean? I'm having that once in a lifetime experience.
We're in Vegas. This is what you do in Vegas.
Right.
Totally understandable. But
he was going to some fucking strip club in Ohio? Fuck no. We gotta talk.
We're talking, and even $1,000 is a lot to be spending at an Ohio fucking strip club.
I mean, I also, like, if we're going to Miami, I don't know, right?
Well, Miami, you're again,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on the geography of the strip club. I feel like.
Yeah, so anyhow, just wanted to make sure that was out there. Like, Marissa and I are, we are bougie.
Yeah.
We are, but we're not idiots. We're not financially irresponsible in that manner we're like, oh yeah, that's okay if he spends $1,000. No. On that trip, it was okay.
Yeah, on that specific one instance, because we were gonna both go out there and live our best lives, type of thing. Sure, I the strip club to me is not as jarring, I guess, as to others. But what was the result here? What was the...
Oh, with my cousin and her friends. So she was very mad and upset, but like they say, she's accustomed to a lifestyle because they're at a certain tax bracket. Okay. And so she's like, "What am I going to do?" Like, he did it. He apologized. He's in the doghouse. Has he done it again? I don't know.
But it's not like because I did this, I can't pay my mortgage type of thing.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
See, I think that to me that's what makes it a difference as well. You know what I mean? But again, it's if it's a continuous thing, yeah, we got to talk. Like, hell no. But if it's like a, hey, we were going to like balls to the wall type of thing, then you took me at my word and touche. But I mean, for the story, what was family's opinions? Were they upset about the strip club or were they upset about the money or both?
Both, quite honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, my family is not. I mean, they're pretty cool and liberal, but they're not as liberal as I am. They were like, my cousin wasn't that okay with like her husband going to the strip club, and he was like, I would never. Like, she kind of scared him, and I'm like,
she gave him the look.
She did give him the look, and my uncle, but he's a dude. I don't know. Everybody was just more like irritated with both, and that money was a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So just wanted to clear that up. But anyhow, we will be back Thursday. Yes. So once again, if you guys want to call into the show, always, like Fleggy just did, feel free to always just hit that little plus sign. Come spiral with us. We always love it.
Yes.
If you want to participate in any of our shows, songs we hate, or you want to be a dating correspondent, or you want to tell us about your life regret, you can always call in, send us your story, and we will narrate it for you if you don't want to call in.
Yes, and you can always DM us here, or you can always DM us on Instagram to coordinate whether you want to be a part of the show, or if you want to share your story, and our handle is...
IHIHWHS.
For the I Hate It Here Workplace Horror Stories, but we also do have a handle for I Hate It Here the Morning After, and that is
IHIHTMA.
And again, both of those have a link in bio, and you can find all the different ways that you guys can get a hold of us. So thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Fluggy, for calling in. Always get to see other people's perspectives. And Don't be scared, guys. Like, if you guys disagree with us and you're like, hey, I want you to see it from this point of view, by all means, let us know.
Yeah, put us in our place.
Yeah, please.
We need to be put in our place sometimes.
Not too often, though. Not too often.
We need to be set straight. our moral compass needs to be adjusted every once in a while.
Yeah, a little bit.
But thank you guys so much, and we will see you at your shows.
All right. Thanks, everyone.